Judge Jeanine, who's now just taken over as the U.S. Attorney for the District of D.C., I'm very much looking forward to that, spoke about the weak provisions in place down there when it comes to juvenile crime, which is out of control. It's SOT 0E.
I see too much violent crime being committed by young punks who think that they can get together in gangs and crews and beat the hell out of you or anyone else. They don't care where they are. They can be in DuPont Circle, but they know that we can't touch them. Why? Because the laws are weak. I can't touch you if you're 14, 15, 16, 17 years old and you have a gun. I convict someone of shooting another person with an illegal gun on a public bus in the chest. Intent to kill? I convict him. And you know what the judge gives him? Probation. Says you should go to college. We need to go after the D.C. Council and their absurd laws. We need to get rid of this concept of, no cash bail. We need to recognize that the people who matter are the law-abiding citizens. And it starts today.
All I could think when I watched that, Mike, was President Trump gets heat from the left for hiring Fox News personalities. You know what? He understands people having a strong ability to communicate on top of basic competencies work. They can convince a public to get behind certain policies. And Judge Jeanine is one of the best in the business when it comes to clear, concise, powerful communication. That was Exhibit A.
Yeah, and she's also been a state prosecutor and a state judge for, I think, 3 decades.
Yep.
So she's clearly the most qualified person imaginable to go in there and help President Trump clean up D.C. Look, this, again, this crime does not affect the liberals in Georgetown or Logan Circle. They can afford to have the security. This crime disproportionately harms poor Black people trapped in these Northeast and Southeast neighborhoods in Washington, D.C. So these Democrats who pretend like they care about Black people should get behind these efforts to clean up Washington, D.C. because it is poor Black kids who are getting shot, who are getting killed in Washington, D.C.
Megyn, can I chime in? Because I left D.C.
Oh, yeah,
I
go
lived
ahead,
there.
Alex.
I lived there and I left right around the coronavirus. And this was part of it. When I got there and in the Barack Obama years and in the first Trump years, it was a blast. I lived in the Foggy Bottom area and I would come out of my apartment and I would jog to the Lincoln Memorial. I jog along the Potomac with my dog, jog down Prospect Avenue, which people recognize from The Exorcist, on the cobblestone streets. It was unbelievable. But by the pandemic, it was boarded up buildings. It was Black Lives Matter riots in the streets. Every other building had a window blown out of it. It was boarded up in preparation for it. People were trying to leave as fast as humanly possible. They completely gave up on that city. So it's not just some of the worst neighborhoods. Some of the best neighborhoods got incredibly unpleasant. It is a absolute bummer to be in D.C., and I've spent enough time around the president to know he doesn't like bummers. He's a cheerleader for this country. He wants things to look good and to be presentable and to be classy. It's not classy what's going on there. It's a disgrace that is our representation to the rest of the world as our nation's capital. Since he's in a position to do something about it, it's so great that he is, because he wants our country to be excellent again and to be thriving. It's not thriving, our nation's capital. It's a disgrace right now.
Exactly. I hope he does New York next. As a former New Yorker who still owns property there, he knows New York is a problem too. It's disgusting. It's honestly, you come to New York City and just look out your window as you come into the city from LaGuardia or JFK. It is like Calcutta. It's absolutely disgusting. The amount of trash, not to mention homeless people. By the way, when I lived on the Upper West Side for 14 plus years, the homeless people would chase us. I'd be in the park with my children. They would chase us in the park. It's not the way it used to be. And I always just sort of assumed this is leftist rule. This is the problem. It was fine under Giuliani, it got better. Bloomberg did a good job. And then you had that communist de Blasio take over who ruined New York. And now we have Eric Adams, who did absolutely nothing to really help it. And we're about to triple down on stupid and put Mandami in there. My point is simply, New York is a mess. And I never even considered that the feds might be willing to possibly help us. The only answer to that is yes, thank you. Although our leaders are too stupid. Just want to make another point. Let me give you a couple wraps of the headlines about Judge Jeanine, okay, after her confirmation. The mainstream media would have had you believe that she was no more than a Fox News person. And by the way, it's fine to be a Fox News person, okay? I can speak to that personally. It's not very easy to become a main star on Fox News. You have to have a certain set of skills, which are valuable. But Judge Jeanine, there's a reason we call her Judge Jeanine. Like Mike points out, she's been a judge for years. She was a U.S. attorney. She was an attorney, a criminal prosecutor for 3 decades. She put some of our worst criminals in jail. She knows what she's doing when she's enforcing the law. NPR dismissed her as ex-Fox host. Senate confirms ex-Fox host Pirro as top federal prosecutor. Like, what's she doing there? You know what I mean? Like it's Courtney Friel, who just got named U.S. attorney for D.C. USA Today, Judge Jeanine, in quotes, Pirro, like it's not a real thing. Like she's not actually a judge. Pushed election falsehoods. Now she's Trump's pick for D.C. prosecutor, completely ignoring her legal background. ABC News, the Senate has voted 50-45 to confirm the nomination of former Fox News host Jeanine Pirro to serve as U.S. attorney for the district. Is that her only qualification? She's just a Fox News. Is that it? They did the same thing to Pete Hegseth, ignoring his war background when he became Secretary of Defense. It's a way of dismissing people. It's ridiculous and it's disrespectful. Okay, so here's the facts, though, by the way. In the 90s, she stood up one of the first law enforcement sting operations against sexual predators on the internet. In 1977, she helped create the Domestic Violence and Child Abuse Bureau in Westchester County. She was the first ever chief there. She created an Elder Abuse Bureau to prosecute crimes against the elderly. Her reputation was so widely known that online predators referred to suspected police officers in the internet chat rooms as Pirro's boys. I could go on. She's the real deal. So F these people who try to diminish her. Since President Trump was sworn in, his administration has made enormous progress at a breakneck pace. But don't forget, while they are moving mountains for the good of the nation, you've got your personal savings to worry about. And one of the best ways to look after your savings is through diversification, particularly with gold, like from Birch Gold Group. In the past 12 months, the value of gold has increased by 40%. And Birch was an advertiser on this show 12 months ago. If you had purchased then, you'd be 40% richer today. Now's the time. Central banks continue to bolster demand for gold by burying in record quantities. Global instability and tension is high, and Birch Gold makes owning physical gold so easy. Easily convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold, or buy some to store in your home safe. Just text MK to the number 989898, and Birch Gold is going to send you a free info kit on gold. Look into it, see if it's right for you. There's no obligation, just useful information to help you make a decision. With an A+ rating, with a Better Business Bureau, and tens of thousands of happy customers, take control of your savings today. Text MK to 989898. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.